there by Robert Kiyosaki, that 40% of the total U.S. money supply that has ever been created was printed in the last 12 months. That hockey stick chart, now this came directly from the Federal Reserve criminal cartel over in St. Louis, and they actually published these numbers, and actually shows the hockey stick in absolutely incredible amount of currency that was printed in the last 12 months. In one 24-hour period, they printed $7 trillion as the stock market was about to crash. So we got some incredible information here in 7K, don't we, Bob? You've been mentoring us all along. We're connected with a team of experts. No accident, Robert Kiyosaki's on the back of the 7K brochure as a spokesman for us, met with our owners. We are just so blessed with the gift of mentorship and big picture vision that we enjoy here, because we're sowing seeds in the kingdom economy. We're not sitting on the fence. We know it's God's money. We see scriptures everywhere. We're seeing things, we're hearing things. We got messengers coming, and we don't want to miss this opportunity. We don't have others to miss it either. I wrote something this morning I shared with Bob, and I think this is kind of hitting it home here, is 7K is a simple decision of wise life stewardship. So let's keep it simple, okay? No need to overthink 7K. It's a no-risk opportunity with a money-back guarantee. You can be blessed by owning God's money, gold and silver, via FedEx in 3 business days. Wealth insurance to secure a part of your wealth with no third-party risk. Live in and share God's kingdom economy with expert, inspiring mentoring of truth to make us free and others free, and position ourselves for the possible return of investment wealth transfer that we do believe is about to happen and has decades of track record history that it already has happened. And of course, we know we got multitudes of money-saving life benefits in 7K. So total no-brainer. And as we go out and share this, we know so much about this program, right, Bob? But for our new people, our candidates, we keep it simple. Hey, this is a simple decision. And that I think makes it easier for people to take advantage, because our message is we might be setting on the greatest wealth transfer financial event in human history. We're not sitting on the fence, and we want to encourage you and invite you, don't sit on the fence either. We're going to see this new era happen, and it's right before our eyes. And why do we see these things? Well, I think what Isaac Newton said is so true. If we've seen a little further than others, it's because we stood upon the shoulders of giants. The greatest giants, the Holy Spirit himself, knows everything, sees everything. He will show us every day whatever we need to know. And we also stand on the giant of this great brother, our senior partner, #1 earner in 7K, with us every step of the way, Mr. Bob Reed. Bob, we're excited to hear about it, and I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving week. One of the greatest weeks of the year. Man, don't we have a lot to be thankful for, even though there's a lot of challenges around us. We're in this world, but we're not of this world. We are truly some of the most best people on this planet. And so from my heart to your heart, and I know Brother Bob with me on this, and Pamela, and my wife, Christina, and all of our leaders, we wish you the greatest Thanksgiving week ever. And as we believe we might be celebrating this 400-year anniversary of the first Thanksgiving. Man, what an incredible milestone, right, Bob? So, brother, we're excited to hear from you today. And as always, we know we're going to be blessed.
Thank you, Brother Gary, for quite an introduction. We're going to get really started here. I think Brother Gary just, boy, he hit some nails right on the head here today in that introduction, and bits of words of wisdom from giants, and all applicable to what we're doing right here in 7K, and that we're doing with each other in a one another business. And that's the power in it. Look, I did a training at my 10 a.m. session. I am going to post that, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of duplication. I do want to talk about a couple of things there real quick, and that is the fact that we have a new training, and all the videos are being updated by 7K. So all the tools are going to be updated to bring them all up to speed to what the company has in place right now, and kind of a little bit of thought of what's going to be unfolded. But one thing I do want to point out real quick is in our websites, and I'm gonna pull it up and share it with you on my screen, is in your training center. When you log in, you go to your dashboard and you go to your training center right here, and that's where all our training is, the onboarding and everything. And I'm gonna bring up our training center, and it's gonna look just like this. When you hit there, it's going to bring up the training center, and then you hit start training. And if you haven't ever done this, you need to do this today. If you didn't know that was there, then you need to do a lot more than what I'm going to talk about today. But it doesn't matter if you've been with me for 5 years, because I've been in over 5 years now with 7K. And if you notice, if I am doing all these trainings, then you should too. Now, oh gee whiz. Well, if you notice, I got my circle and my check mark, and these are the ones that I tell you that everybody's got to do. You got to do your onboarding. You got to do your quick start training. That's that. When a person brand new comes in, you better have them doing these, okay? And then they got to do what? Their website walkthrough, right? And then they've got to be able to learn how to, that's the website walkthrough. And they're going to learn how to do their Sound Money wallet through those videos right there and what's in their back office. And then they got to learn how to put their app, their 7K Wealth System app on their phone, and use the website that's there and available. And they've got to become familiar, if they haven't watched it, but with the Wealth Strategies presentation, and they need to watch that many times. Then later, they're going to learn about buyer certification and collectors training. Now the collector's been updated and new. And so this is what's going to teach them about our products. And I still get so many basic questions from people that are covered right here in these training. It just means to me that people aren't watching the training. And if I watch them, I expect everybody else to watch them. And now, if you don't understand it and you have a question, that's fine. But if you're asking me the question, I'll know if you've watched it or if you haven't, because there's some little questions that I kind of ask that do that. But if you notice, there's a brand new one. I don't have my big circle and check mark. And that is the Business Builders Academy. As you know, we have our associate training that Zach did, the old basics. That's in our back office under links, associate training, whole series of little short video clips. And I mainly pointed people to 4 of them to watch in my onboard training video. But this is brand new, and it doesn't matter how long you've been. If you notice, I'm watching it. And so if you've been in 5 years, you need to watch it. You just joined today, you need to watch that. But you need to watch these first if you just joined today. Or if you haven't watched onboarding, quick start, the website walkthrough, web strike, you need to watch all that first. Then come back and watch this one, okay? And if you're a gold and you're a silver and you're already learned a lot of stuff, it's mandatory you watch this, because you better know more than what your people know. Okay. So as I see, I'm watching this. I want all of you to watch. The other thing that I want to expand on, and just kind of, and I kind of lost count in my other training, but I'm going to do it right now. And somebody help me keep count, even in the chat, maybe, if I lose my count. But you have 11 websites. I used to tell you have 7. And the thing about this, 7K is going to get bigger and bigger, and more benefits, and more products. I don't want to. I don't want to say too much right now. Hey, this company is going to constantly grow, and that's a great thing. And not only in different countries they're going to be opening up in, but also in vertical and horizontal integration of a company's natural growth. You'll have to refer to my MBA program that I gave y'all. Become an MBA in 30 minutes with 7K. So what do we have? Well, number one, let's count them. We have our basic website. And what's our basic website? Our basic website is the one that the public sees and we send out. And it has log in here instead of log out. So that's our public website. It has lots of information on it, and you should be familiar with everything there. But then that's number one. And then when you log in, you'll go to your dashboard and you'll have all these links. That's our back office. And inside of our back office, it's going to carry us to other websites. Mainly, it'll carry you to help you set up 7K Advantage, okay? And it'll carry you to the training center. So, that's 4 websites right there. The training center, the 7K website where you have all the training. That's an additional website. Then what else do we have? We have 7K Today, and that's what, we send people, they want to know more about the company, co-founders, products that's not even in our product list, because why? They sold them all to us. We had exclusive rights on them. And then stack and sell. You inventory everything you have right there, done for you. Click, easy way. And the best way to scan them, by the way, is not with a website scanner. The best way to scan them is through Stack and Sell on your phone. You can scan all the QR code, all the codes, the barcodes on your coins, and it registers what you pay, puts you as the owner of the coin. Even if you bought them from someone else, you now become the registered owner of that coin with 7K. Okay, so you put that up, you put it in inventory, and it's going to tell you, what your market value is. Now, by their determination, so you need to learn how that is done, because it's really on the very ultra conservative side, and you need to learn about that. So I think we're up to 4, 5, 6, okay, websites now. And then what you have is you have your 7K Wealth System website. So you have an app and a website like 7K Advantage 7. And then the ones that a lot of people don't really know about, that's 7. Then we have the 7kphotos.com. That's where you got past videos for events and places, photos of you and other people and events. And also it has all your award certificates for your rank ups. And if your award certificate doesn't have a picture on it, you send it to support at 7K and they'll put it on there for you. And so that you'll be able to use in building your business. So that's, I think, 8. And then 7K Facebook exclusive, that's 9. And then you only members. So if you're a member of 7K, you want to see what other people are posting, what other people are putting, what they're sharing. You have to be a member. And so you have to ask to join, and you just search 7K exclusive, and then you can ask to join. They ask you what your username is, and you can join if you want. I just check it every once in a while. I like to see what's posting. If I'm not mistaken on my count, that's 9 or 10, somewhere around there. I think it's 10. And then we've got our IRA website back in our links that will go, because why do I call it a website for us? Because these are where people do the work for us. We just point people to it. If they want these things, they go to the IRA, okay? And it's a website. There's a website, there's that link. And then the same with healthcare plans. So we have a website for the healthcare plan and people that work that. We don't. We just tell people where to go. If they want to see what that benefit provides and they want to take advantage of these offerings of part of being membership benefit. So our business is much bigger than most people think. And you need to be familiar with it, and you need to just be kept up to speed with what you have. But I want you to stick to the basics. What is the basics? The basics is in that same thing we've always said. Everyone needs a plan B. Everyone needs to own gold and silver. Everyone needs to learn why they need gold and silver because it's not taught to them. And here is the best opportunity for them to gain all that wealth of knowledge and to be able to get gold and silver at dealer direct cost and get unique, rare, exclusive products that you can't get anywhere else except through 7K, and that give you that extra portfolio diversification in your precious metals assets. So we teach people to accumulate assets, not paper, because paper becomes worthless. And Brother Gary just showed the government's own information about printing up all those $1 trillion worth of paper. And what it's doing, well, what it's doing is diluting everything that people have worked for, and they called it savings or investments. Whereas every time they print up that paper, this becomes more valuable in terms of what it will purchase, regardless of what the so-called substitute medium of exchange is, electronic or paper. But this is a limited resource, and man's never been able to make it. They've tried ever since there's been commerce, and they've always failed, and they will always fail. And as it becomes more and more limited, more and more people need to understand they need to own some. They need to have some. It's financial security. That's the bullion side. And the numismatic side, the rare, exclusive, unique products that we have. I mean, you just, once you start understanding, you almost become like an addict. I mean, you know, I do. Sometimes I buy more than I really should because, hey, I want one of those, and I want one of those, and I want some of these, and I want some of those, and I want one for each of my grandkids. And, you know, I don't know if you're that way, but that's the way I get. And I know a lot of other people have gotten that way too. Well, and the other thing is that I do like to want to comment on this and share it with the screen is maybe a little bit of proper use. You know, anytime we talk about income, we're supposed to show the income disclosure or attach it to anytime we're showing how you can make income. And 7K is providing it in their newer updates, so we don't have to add it to it. But I really want everyone to understand how I use this, but how important this is. See, when 7K produced this income disclosure statement, October 30, 2020, they did not have to. And most direct selling companies, network marketing companies, multi-level marketing company, we're a direct selling company. We're not an MLM. And we're not really even well, every company in the world is a networking company. I don't care if it's IBM or it's 7K. Every company in the world depends on networking. But most multi-level marketing network marketing companies, they dread putting this out because it tells so much. But what I want to share with you is why this is so significant for us in 7K. This covered an income period from November 4th, 2016, first day of operation for 7K as a company, all the way to October 30th, 2020. That's 4 years of operation. So a lot of people join, a lot of people leave, a lot of people do that kind of stuff. A lot of people get in and thought they're, in the beginning, in the pioneering phases, foundation phase, So just understand it covers all of that. And some people get in, they in the beginning back there, and they didn't want to get on the auto saver program, right? But they can't earn a check either if they don't, right? Pretty much. That's how you got to be active. If you become inactive, you don't collect points, and you can't earn a check if you're inactive. So what happens over this period of time during this income period? Only 8% of all members receive no income at all. Only 8%. That meant 92% of the members of 7K earned an income in that period, and our lowest check was $500. 500 right produces $500. That is so absolutely powerful, because most people do network and multi-level marketing company. Heck, they hardly make 500 in a whole year, and especially not these percentages in a company. Well, we didn't have any goals. We didn't have executive goals. We didn't have any presidential goals then. But 6% of all the members that are copper, and they made from 500 to 40, almost 47,000. That is so powerful. So that meant 6% of the total membership were copper. 1% were bronze back then. Look, some of them were making almost a six-figure income, 98,000. But we were young. I mean, I wasn't a gold then. I was a silver. Okay. And so when we start, and some of these are like when a person becomes a bronze. See, that's all averaged in there. So when you look at the averages, go back and kind of read the words and look at the average and the percents. This is absolutely a powerful step. So I can't wait until the new income disclosure statement comes out with our goals, our executive goals, and our presidentials, and then the percentages that we have. It's going to be just a powerful, powerful tool. So it's a good thing to share this. I see zero negative in sharing it. I see just powerful positives, especially if one wants to compare with another company that they might be associated with. That's the part that I really wanted to kind of have some redundancy in the first training I gave and what we have here. But the other point that I wanted to leave with our group here today is that we're really on that precipice of huge tsunami growth. The COVID is just kind of stopped a lot of things from happening that 7K was ready to move forward with in a couple of international markets that we all familiar with. And now that handle is finally, taking place around the world, because the rest of the world are treating people with hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, and the whole majority of the rest of the world is finally understanding they're just really not having that many deaths from COVID anymore. And there are many states in the US now, if they're controlled by the right color, that people can get treatment with hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, as long as they don't go into the hospital. But you can get doctors to prescribe it now. And there's literally thousands of doctors that will. So we're coming out of that. What does that mean for us? That means we're about to embark on this global expansion. That's what it means. And I would say, if it in the first quarter of this next year, we'll probably be opening in 2 to 3 countries. One kind of right after another. They of course won't control growth, and so it'll be orderly and give people time to get stabilized new, like big growing groups. Things can happen real fast, and people just don't understand what they have, and they make a lot of mistakes, and they promote the business wrong, they share it wrong, they don't know where all the tools are, because we got a lot of them. I just went over all the websites that we have, and we're going to have more. Okay, we're not going to have less, we're going to have more. But the tool that I want to talk about that I'm having put together for us is, if you were on the corporate call last Monday, Josh Anderson at the end had a little piece to say. And if you missed that corporate call, your job is to go watch the replay on that corporate call. Now it was up on Facebook exclusive, but it's also, I forgot another website that we have. We have 7K Vimeo, 7kmetals Vimeo, where they have every video that they have is stored right there on the 7kmetals Vimeo site. And you can go and get the share links and everything. You can share any video from there. Okay. And you can take it and edit it out and use just portions or clips like we did with Roger Ball and Zach and Josh in the past, from the corporate. But here's the gist of what Josh kind of let out. More is going to be said December 4th in Salt Lake City. But, they can ship over 1 million autosavers a month. Right now, they have the capability to do that. And they have the silver to do it for years to come already in hand. We also mentioned the fact about the 2 gold and silver mines now. And he didn't say it, but we all know they're going to be buying a lot more. Also mentioned the fact of all the exclusive mint agreements that they have and have put together, not just here in the US, but around the world. And so get ready for Tasami growth, because the company is prepared on their end. It's our job to try and outgrow them. I don't know if we can, because they kind of take the necessary steps to keep ahead of us when we have big growth, like with Phil Godlewski's new group coming in and putting 4,000 people in less than 3 months. 4,000 new members, less than 3 months. Let's see, August 23rd. September, October, November. So, 3 months. That's pretty powerful. And there's going to be more growth like that over and over again. And when you bring in a new country like Japan, like Korea, like Taiwan, now I know those markets. Those are huge networking markets. And you may not even know anybody in those countries, but man, you might have somebody on your left, somebody on your right that knows somebody in those countries, or you might want to try and make sure you're finding some and put them somewhere on your team, on your left or right, find out who knows who, and get people in that have friends and relatives or business associates in those countries. They'll be good countries. Even Malaysia. And then we're going to have, some Eastern European and other European countries, because see, we're not open in France yet. We're not open in Italy yet. We're not open in Germany yet. We're not open in the Norwegian countries yet. So we've got a ton of growth yet to come in very familiar marketplaces. That's going to provide huge growth, since we a left and a right team to infinity. So if your business isn't growing fast, don't worry about that. Give it a chance too. I know people in our business, and they were on my legs. I got people in one of my legs that have they've earned checks, and it isn't that they haven't earned checks, but have over 1 million points in their legs under me. I have other people with 750,000 and more in other legs. And then I have some with 500,000, some with 150,000. It depends on where you came in the leg, where it's at. That's the same with everybody in this business. It doesn't matter where you're at. As long as you have partners above you that want to grow, one of your legs is going to grow beyond your capability of making it happen. That is the unique part about this business and this comp plan. So why wouldn't we want to accumulate wealth by buying our unique, rare, exclusive autosaver once a month, get 1099 tax benefits, basically what we would have given the IRS in taxes, actually buys an autosaver. That's pretty good. That's a pretty cool deal. Just ask Courtney Epps. So watch her video, learn how to use that video, and learn how to use the training that I gave on how to activate your inactives. And it's up there, it's number 16. So I've numbered the videos on the band app. And if you're not on a team band app, make sure you're on the right team band app. So I got one for Hawaii. The Todd Father has one for him and his group. He's the executive goal under Phil Godlewski. We have a couple of others that in Phil's group that has one. If you're on Danny and Tiffany Clement's team, they have their own. And then I have another one that have started Go for Goal. And if you're not on a particular team, I'll get you in that one, because it's kind of condensed and straightforward. So we will get you, if you're in my group, we'll get you into a band app, so you can have access to all of the all my updates and all my latest trainings that I post, and the priority that I've reviewed, gone through them, and I've numbered them 1 through 20, and I post to the top 10. And then number 1's how everybody should start off. So if you haven't done the thing, when you watch that video, if you haven't done those assignments and you've been in the business already, then make sure you do those assignments. That's all I can tell you. This business is not complex. You don't need an MBA. You don't need a college degree. You don't even need to have graduated from high school. I and Richard learned from one of our greatest mentors of all, Jim Rohn. You really only need three things to succeed in this industry. If you're at the right place at the right time with the right products and the right company and the right market, that we have. We have the right management. We have all those rights. Those things have been checked off for 7K at its 5-year anniversary. There's only one thing, is when will this company become a $1 billion company? And it's going to be sooner than all of you think. And when that happens, it's going to be absolutely explosive growth going on that none of us could even stop if we wanted to. But those three things, you've heard Richard and I say them over and over and over again. You got to have burning desire. You got to have burning desire to change whatever is going on in your life financially, or burning desire to have more time, freedom, burning desire to have a secure future, a burning desire to have enough income to do things with your family that you just never can find time to do because of all the reasons. You got to have a burning desire to want to change what's going on. You want something better and different for you and your family. If you got that burning desire and the willingness to work, number 2. So you got to be willing to do something, and nothing's free. And ours is, I tell you, you got to learn. You got to learn skills, attitudes, and techniques. You got to give yourself time to learn, 2 years. But they're very simple. I'll give you one very simple thing that I tax people to do if you really want the success I've had in this industry. And I do it over and over and over again. You've got to build a list of 500 people and on your phone with name, telephone number, and email, and where you know them from. That's got to be in your notes section. So you may think of them right after this call. You may have just thought about somebody that you sat right behind in the 6th grade, and you remembered their name. If you didn't jot that down, believe me, 10 minutes from now, you will forget it. Then you'll be saying, how do I remember them? I just remembered them. We're all that way. But over this 2-year period, you better build a list of 500 people, because you easily know much more than that, but you're the only one stopping you from putting that list together. Now, in the associate training, I don't even train how to do that anymore. All the memory joggers, all the things, I don't train how to do that any longer. I used to the first 2 years. But when 7K put it in an associate training side under the links as part of one of Zach's modules, I don't train anymore. It's all right there. It is your job to pull it up, watch it, and build your list, because we tell you every step how to do it. But you got to devote a little segment of concentrated time. And I teach people, take out 15 minutes, at least 3 to 5 days a week, 15 minutes, but you got to be concentrated. You got to be in a room all alone, no TV, no radio, no earbuds, no computer screen, no anything except that jogger, unless you're using the computer for the memory jogger there. And you are got a pad and paper, because you better do that. You might not, your fingers might not type fast enough, but your writing will catch up with your brain, okay, when you're writing it. So whenever you're concentrating in these memory joggers and a name comes to mind, you write it down, you capture it, then you put it in your phone. Yeah, you got homework to do, but that's later. But you'll build a list of 500 people because you will go through that 500 people 7 times. Life changes. But if you pique people's interest the way I teach you to do 5 a day, and if you aren't doing 5 a day, if you're silver or below and you're not doing 5 a day, you're the one that's stopping your business. Because it's nothing more than sending out a little text or making a phone call, leaving a message, and sending a text with a link on it. That's it. You're looking for people who are looking. Maybe the time wasn't right 3 months ago or 5 months ago when you sent that text to them. Maybe they never even responded. Maybe you never followed up. See, I'm doing simple things right here because this is simple things. It's just getting people to do the simple things that are necessary. The people who were coachable and teachable, hey, there's number 3, coachable and teachable. And so if you're coachable and teachable, you'll do what a master in this industry tells you, because it's not helping me anymore. It does in the long run, because I know I've given you the secret recipe, the right ingredients. And if you mix them together, the cake will come out the same, perfect every time. It just may take you a little longer to get the right ingredients together to bake your cake. And that's what happens to some people. But this thing about the list is the thing most not done, and the follow-up. But when you overcome whatever fear or part that you have about that, or what you think people might think of you, see, I never think about that. That just doesn't faze me at all, because I know I'm bringing something good to them, regardless of what they think. And so are you, regardless of what they say or think or do. You're bringing something precious to them, and you're trying to help them. And in time, they will learn that, but only if you keep following up. Three things: burning desire, willingness to work. That's putting out an appropriate amount of time that you concentrate doing my job description. It's a simple job description. I'm just going to show it so you know what it is. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to train on it. I've done that over and over and over again. But that's the job description. That's all you do in this business. There's nothing else you do except this, those 5 things. And you do them over and over and over and over and over again every day. And the more time you put in it, like the ones that became silver in 90 days, they put a lot more time in it than 5 to 10 hours a week. And maybe they expose this to more than 5 people. Like I told Wayne Clark, I did 30 people a day. That was my goal. Because if this is nothing more than exposing, the follow-up is what takes the time. And then the people are asking questions because they're interested. That's what takes the time. And so those are the main messages I wanted to share. today in this training that I'm gonna post on the band app. And together with my recommendation that you watch also the earlier training that I had given today on Saturday. And with that, I'm gonna end our recording of this session, and we're gonna pick up where I leave off. But I like, just to be in total compliance, I'm gonna each time I end a recording, I want to display the 7K Metals income disclosure statement, which shares who and how much income is made by members. So you have the total picture if you are viewing my training video and you haven't become a member yet. So thank everyone for your time and attention today. And I wish you all the best success in the world, because we have a tsunami of growth coming in the future.